Hey, welcome to World Code Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Manila stuns Iran. In a moment that will be replayed for years to come, the unthinkable has just happened on the world stage of volleyball. Philippines takes set one in epic thriller. The underdogs have drawn first blood, and the energy in the arena is absolutely electric. The headlines are already flashing across the globe. News outlets from Tokyo to Tehran, from Manila to Madrid are scrambling to capture the magnitude of this upset. Here in Manila on September 22, 2025, the impossible is happening. The Mall of Asia Arena is the epicenter of a sporting earthquake. The air is thick with anticipation, every seat filled, every heart pounding in unison. The host nation, the Philippines, has just snatched the first set from the giants of Asian volleyball, Iran. The score, 28-26, barely hints at the drama that just unfolded. Each point was a battle, each rally a test of nerves and skill. The final point, etched into memory, was a desperate dig, a soaring set, and Marcus Espejo's thunderous spike that seemed to defy gravity. The ball slammed into the court, sealing the set and sending shockwaves through the crowd. For a split second, silence. Then, an eruption. The arena explodes, fans screaming, crying, embracing strangers. The sound is deafening, a tidal wave of emotion that sweeps through the stands and onto the court. This is more than a point, it's a declaration, an emphatic statement that the Philippines is here to fight, to challenge, to dream. The players gather in a tight huddle, fists raised, eyes blazing with belief. Across the nation, millions are glued to their screens. In living rooms, crowded bars, and bustling city squares, people leap to their feet, shouting and cheering. Volleyball is king tonight, uniting a country in hope and pride. The team, a mix of local heroes and college stars, carries the weight of a nation. They were never supposed to get this far, let alone challenge Iran. Each player's journey is a story of sacrifice, grit, and relentless determination. Months of grueling training, early morning practices, and heartbreaking losses have led to this moment. The odds were stacked against them, but they refused to back down. But here they are, proving everyone wrong, one heart-stopping point at a time. The Iranian players, stunned, walk back to their bench, confidence replaced by confusion. The favorites are rattled, their composure shaken by the relentless Filipino spirit. The first set is over, but the message is clear. This will be a war. The tension is palpable as both teams regroup, coaches barking instructions, players catching their breath, the crowd buzzing with anticipation for what's to come. And the first battle has been won by the underdog. Tonight, the Philippines has shown the world that heart, passion, and belief can shake even the mightiest of giants. The story is far from over, but for now, the nation celebrates a victory that will echo through history. The Mall of Asia Arena is electric, a living, breathing sea of white, blue, and red. This is more than home court advantage, it's a force of nature. Chants of Pilipinas, Pilipinas echo through the rafters, fueling the team. The crowd isn't just watching, they're part of the game. The seventh man on the court. The stakes, a world championship quarterfinal, the world watching. For the Philippines, this is a coming out party on the global stage. Every dig, set, and spike is a statement. The players feed off the energy, eyes wide with adrenaline. The crowd and team inspire each other, a symbiotic surge of belief. For Iran, the noise is a relentless distraction, rattling their composure. This is international sport at its best, pride, culture, and collective joy. Tonight, Manila is the capital of the volleyball world. Legends are born in atmospheres like this. On one side, Team Iran, tall, powerful, experienced, led by Captain Amin Nazad. Their strategy overwhelmed with height, power, and precision. On the other, Team Philippines, underdogs built on speed, agility, and heart. Marcus Espejo leads with explosive leaping and clever shot-making. The Filipino strategy, resilience, and creativity, outworking and outsmarting their bigger foes. Iran plays a vertical game, dominating the net, ending points quickly. The Philippines plays horizontal, scrambling, defending, extending rallies. It's power versus speed, size versus agility. Experts expected a sweep, but volleyball is a game of momentum. Tonight, the underdog has found its rhythm. The Filipinos aren't intimidated. They see not an unbeatable foe, but an opportunity. An opportunity to prove that heart can be bigger than height. The clash of philosophies is stark, and the world is watching. This is David versus Goliath, and David is swinging hard. The first set began as expected, Iran surging ahead, the crowd tense. Iran's Amin Nazad was unstoppable early, but the Philippines refused to break. Libero Manuel Sumilong made spectacular digs, keeping hope alive. The deficit remained, but every point was a battle. The rallies grew longer, the crowd's anxiety turning to defiant support. The momentum began to shift. Every Iranian error was cheered, every Filipino point a roar. Iran started to show frustration, struggling to communicate over the noise. Marc Espejo found his range, cutting the lead to 2. This was no longer a match, it was a street fight. Every point was a struggle of will and endurance. Iran tried to impose its power. The Philippines pushed back with courage. The set hung in the balance, a tug-of-war of strengths and desire. No one knew who would blink first. As the Philippines closed the gap, Iran's coach, Vladimir Alekno, called timeout. The momentum had swung to the home side. Alekno, calm but intense, needed to restore order. Iran shifted tactics, less power, more patience, using the whole court. They tipped, ran quick plays, and forced the Filipinos to guess. The adjustment worked. Iran regained a 3-point lead, but the Filipino belief was unshaken. Their coach called timeout, pointed to his heart, then to the crowd. The message tactics matter, but heart wins fights. Down 22-19, Marc Espejo became the hero. He made a miraculous dig, saving a sure Iranian point. The rally continued, chaos. Then Espejo found a seam and scored. The crowd erupted, the score 22-20. Espejo's next move, a floating serve, catching Iran off guard for an ace. 22-21. Momentum swung back to the Philippines. Great players shine in big moments. Espejo's brilliance ignited his team. Suddenly everyone stood taller, moved sharper, believed more. They weren't just surviving, they were attacking. Espejo put the team on his back but reminded them they were in this together. The comeback was on, fueled by their captain and a nation's roar. The energy was contagious. Belief spread through the team. The impossible felt within reach. The flame was lit. The comeback was a blur. Teamwork and belief in motion. Every player on the court moved with a sense of urgency. Their eyes locked on each other, communicating silently through glances and gestures. The energy was electric, as if the entire team was connected by an invisible thread of hope and determination. Setter Joshua Redemar played with audacity, running quick, unpredictable plays. He darted across the court, reading the defense, and making split-second decisions that kept the Iranians guessing. His confidence was contagious, inspiring his teammates to push beyond their limits. J.P. Bugoan hammered a quick set to tie it at 22. The sound of the ball slamming into the floor echoed through the arena, a statement of intent that the Philippines would not back down. The momentum was shifting, and everyone could feel it. The Iranian coach's voice was lost in the noise. The machine was breaking down. His instructions were drowned out by the roar of the crowd and the mounting pressure. The once dominant Iranian squad was starting to show cracks. On the next point, the Filipino block slowed Nazad's spike. Sumilang passed, Retamar set, and Espejo killed down the line. It was a textbook play, executed with perfect timing and precision, showcasing the team's chemistry and trust in one another. The Philippines led 23-22, their first lead. The arena was delirious. Fans leapt to their feet, waving flags and shouting at the top of their lungs. The noise was deafening, a tidal wave of support that seemed to lift the players higher. Iran responded, tying at 23, then earning set point at 24-23 with a disciplined block. The tension was palpable, every rally now a battle of nerves as much as skill. The Iranians showed their experience, refusing to let the set slip away easily. The arena fell silent, hope hanging by a thread. Every spectator held their breath, hearts pounding, as the fate of the set hung in the balance. It felt as if time itself had slowed down. But the Philippines played with surreal calm, Bagunas spiking to tie at 24. Under immense pressure, they found clarity and focus, executing their plays with poise. Bagunas' spike was a moment of brilliance, cutting through the tension like a knife. The crowd erupted, relief and hope renewed. Cheers and applause thundered through the stands as if the entire nation was celebrating together. The players fed off this energy, their spirits soaring. They had saved set point against a giant. The comeback wasn't over, instead, it felt like it was just beginning. The team's resilience was on full display, and their belief in each other was unshakable. They'd stared into the abyss and not blinked. In the face of overwhelming odds, they stood tall, refusing to let fear dictate their fate. Every player was locked in, determined to see the fight through to the end. Now they were back on level terms, riding a wave of emotion. Anything felt possible. The comeback had ignited a fire within the team and the crowd alike, a sense that together, they could achieve the impossible. The next point, the next set, the next victory, all seemed within reach, fueled by hope and the unbreakable spirit of a team that refused to give up. The scoreboard glowed, 24-24. The set had reached its breaking point, and now, every single touch of the ball felt like it carried the weight of decades. The tension in the air was almost tangible, as if the entire arena was holding its breath, waiting to see which team would blink first. Extra points in volleyball are always dramatic, but tonight, they felt historic. For Iran, this was about more than just a set. It was about pride, about avoiding the sting of embarrassment on an international stage. The pressure was immense, and you could see it etched on every player's face as they tried to steady their nerves and focus on the next point. For the Philippines, it was about chasing a dream that had seemed impossible just hours before. Every point they won was a step closer to rewriting their own history, to proving that they belonged among the best. Their determination was palpable, their energy infectious. The crowd was a single, pulsating mass, living and dying with every play. The roars, the gasps, the chants, they all blended into a thunderous soundtrack that pushed the players to their limits. Fans waved flags, faces painted, hearts pounding in unison with the action on the court. Then a crucial Iranian error handed the Philippines set point at 25-24. The Filipino players erupted in celebration, sensing that history was within their grasp. The arena exploded in noise and color. They were just 1 point away from taking the set, and the energy was electric. Iran's coach immediately called a timeout, desperate to calm his team and break the Filipino momentum. But the noise was a wall, relentless and deafening, making it nearly impossible for instructions to cut through. Out of the timeout, Iran responded with a massive block, tying the score at 25. The momentum shifted, and then, with another powerful play, Iran earned set point at 26-25. The pressure was now squarely on the Filipinos. The emotional roller coaster was brutal. Fans and players alike were on edge, every rally stretching nerves to the breaking point. But the Filipinos refused to fold. With a gutsy, all-out dive, they saved set point, leveling the score at 26-all. The crowd erupted again, hope reignited. The next rally was a blur of desperate defense and quick thinking. The Filipinos scrambled, refusing to let the ball touch the floor, and their hustle paid off. They earned another set point, 27-26. Now, all eyes were on Espejo as he stepped up to serve. The pressure was immense, but his focus was unbreakable. He unleashed a powerful serve, and the Iranian reception faltered, the ball barely controlled. The tension was at its peak. Iran tried to force the attack, but the Filipino block was perfectly timed, forming an impenetrable wall at the net. The ball was dug up, set high to the left. Espejo soared above the net, time seeming to slow as he hammered the ball down the line, 28-26. The set was theirs. Pandemonium erupted. Players and fans alike celebrated wildly, knowing they had just witnessed and made history. The Philippines had won the set, and the dream was alive. The celebration was pure joy, players collapsing, fans weeping, chanting Pilipinas. The shock was just sinking in. Underdogs aren't supposed to do this. But tonight, the script was rewritten. This was a triumph of heart and unity. Outsized and outranked, the Filipinos played with belief stronger than any stat. They fought for every point, lifted each other, and drew strength from their nation. They proved the fight in the dog matters more than the dog in the fight. As teams switched sides, reality set in. The war wasn't over. Iran's shock turned to resolve. The giant was awake and angry. But something fundamental had changed. The Philippines now believed they could win. That belief is dangerous. One set down, a war to go, but destiny is no longer a dream, it's a possibility, waiting to be seized.